We've often been told that masturbation is completely normal, but where do we draw the line? How frequently can it be done without crossing into addiction? What happens if you feel powerless to stop? In this video, we'll tackle these questions and uncover why this seemingly harmless habit could be a hidden trap, affecting your life in ways you may not realize. Before diving in, I want to acknowledge the bold thumbnail. It's there to grab attention for a pressing issue of the modern age, one that saps the strength and resolve of countless young people and adults alike. In this discussion, we'll explore the impact on the brain from both a scientific and philosophical perspective, and how Stoicism offers timeless wisdom to overcome this challenge. Stay tuned to understand how to regain control and rebuild your inner strength. Make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Now let's dive in. Modern medicine largely agrees that masturbation is a natural behavior, not only in humans but also observed in animals like dogs and other mammals. However, this wasn't always the prevailing view. In earlier times, society regarded masturbation, especially for men, as immoral. The reasoning was that wasting reproductive potential hindered procreation. For women, the stigma was rooted in the belief that self-pleasure could make them less dependent on men, seeking satisfaction without a partner. To these moral objections were added physical health fears, with claims that masturbation could lead to various illnesses, discouraging the practice entirely. But what does modern understanding reveal about the effects of masturbation, particularly on issues like insomnia? Let's explore. It's well known that masturbation can aid in falling asleep. Research from the French Institute of Health and Medical Research found that after orgasm, the male brain deactivates sexual desire. The cerebral cortex, which governs conscious thought, effectively shuts down post-climax, reducing the urge for further sexual activity and promoting rest. This is why many men tend to fall asleep shortly after engaging in sexual activity. But where's the issue? What's the hidden problem here? If you've been following this channel, you may already have an idea. One of the benefits of masturbation masks a significant danger. The act triggers the release of dopamine, a hormone responsible for feelings of pleasure, relaxation, stress relief, and a sense of reward. While this can feel incredibly gratifying, it's also what makes masturbation highly addictive for some people. The Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, DSM, recognizes behaviors like this as potentially problematic due to their addictive nature. Let's dig deeper into this trap and its impact on your life. Hypersexuality disorder, as defined in the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, DSM, categorizes excessive masturbation under obsessive-compulsive behaviors. This habit can spiral into a destructive cycle, affecting mental health and even straining family relationships. Over time, an inability to control this behavior can turn you into your own prisoner, driven by a relentless lack of self-discipline. This loss of control often leads to seeking extreme outlets for pleasure, engaging in risky behaviors like relationships with prostitutes, multiple sexual partners, or, as we discussed in a previous video, excessive consumption of pornography. These behaviors emerge as your dopamine-saturated brain relentlessly pursues new ways to achieve the same fleeting pleasure. The core of this addiction lies in the chemical reactions in your brain. Dopamine, the hormone responsible for reward and pleasure, plays a central role. Over time, as your brain adapts to the dopamine surges, it craves increasingly higher levels to recreate the initial experience of satisfaction. This escalating cycle leaves you chasing diminishing returns, creating a trap that's hard to escape. This cycle often becomes relentless. You find yourself constantly seeking ways to repeat the act, chasing a fleeting sense of satisfaction. Eventually, your brain, overwhelmed by the excessive release of dopamine, begins to shut down receptors in an attempt to regulate itself. The result? You engage in the act of masturbation, but the pleasure diminishes or disappears entirely, leaving you even more frustrated. This endless pursuit of pleasure mirrors the behavior of a smoker unable to quit, a person overeating until they feel sick, or an alcoholic chasing the next drink. It's a self-perpetuating cycle of dissatisfaction that traps you deeper into dependency. At this point, you might wonder, what does Stoicism have to do with any of this? The great Stoics, Seneca, Marcus Aurelius, and Epictetus, offered profound insights into self-control and the nature of human desires. They didn't shy away from addressing the complexities of pleasure and lust. Drawing from Epicurus's reflections and Seneca's personal writings, they delved into the intricate layers of human passion. For the Stoics, masturbation wasn't merely a physical act or a pursuit of pleasure. It was a chance to confront and understand the boundaries of body and mind, offering a way to cultivate mastery over oneself. They viewed it as an opportunity to examine our impulses and reshape our relationship with desire, a perspective that remains just as relevant today. An exercise of self-awareness and a path toward true freedom. In Stoic philosophy, mastering worldly passions and pleasures was seen as a triumph that elevated the human spirit. Epicurus famously argued that it is not indulgence in pleasure, but the mastery of it that defines a virtuous person. This mastery reflects a profound self-awareness, the ability to experience pleasure without being enslaved by it. Instead of being ruled by our desires, Stoic wisdom teaches us to take control, transforming these impulses into opportunities for growth. As Seneca eloquently reminds us, the goal is not to repress but to understand and transcend our urges. This reflection is not about denying pleasure altogether, but learning to navigate it with intention and discipline. For the Stoics, the true value lies in directing our emotions and desires toward meaningful, conscious self-exploration. The essence of this practice isn't found in fleeting moments of gratification, but in cultivating a life of purpose, self-respect, and inner harmony. By understanding, accepting, and channeling our deepest inclinations. From the Stoic perspective, every action we take carries consequences, not just for ourselves but for the balance of the universe. When we surrender to intense desires, such as uncontrolled masturbation, we disrupt the natural harmony that Stoics hold in such high regard. In doing so, we distance ourselves from the true serenity and alignment with nature that they believed was essential for a fulfilling life. This loss of control can lead to an emotional storm filled with guilt, shame, and dissatisfaction. Such feelings become persistent, eroding our sense of inner stability. Stoic philosophy offers a remedy, the practice of introspection and self-regulation. By facing our emotions head-on, rather than avoiding them, we can learn to manage them constructively and in ways that promote personal growth. The Stoics remind us that peace does not come from indulgence, but from mastery. True fulfillment lies in cultivating discipline, finding joy in the strength of our character, and reconnecting with our inner selves. By aligning our actions with reason and purpose, we transcend fleeting pleasures and discover lasting contentment. Peace in what is simple and virtuous. Allow me to share a personal, inspiring story. I know someone who once struggled with compulsive masturbation, seeking temporary relief in fleeting pleasure, only to be overwhelmed by an emotional storm afterward. The cycle of seeking pleasure and facing guilt left them feeling lost and disconnected. However, by immersing themselves in Stoic teachings and committing to the practices of self-control and self-regulation, this person experienced a profound transformation. They learned to confront their desires and emotions with awareness, shifting their focus from momentary satisfaction to a deeper, more lasting joy found in self-mastery. Today, this individual lives a life of inner peace, authenticity, and freedom, free from the bondage of transient desires. True fulfillment, they discovered, comes from living in alignment with one's core values and principles. When we surrender to fleeting desires, we often lose sight of what we truly value in life. Compulsive masturbation, in this context, can pull us away from our highest purposes and lead us astray from the lasting happiness found in virtue and inner contentment. Peace can be nurtured through practices like meditation and mindfulness, which help cultivate the mental clarity and serenity needed to resist temptations and face our emotions in a healthy way. When compulsion takes hold, it disrupts this inner peace, dragging us into regret and steering us away from the tranquility found in self-control and moderation. My friend, what are you truly doing with your life? Do you believe that staying home, watching those videos, and seeking pleasure in isolation can lead to confidence and success? Do you really think that after wasting your time and energy on these distractions, you'll attract meaningful relationships, whether with women or men? No, my friend, that's not how it works. So, take a moment and reflect wisely. I challenge you to write in the comments, I am a powerful person. I have control over my mind. I choose to do what motivates me. I choose to do what improves me. Thank you for staying with me. If this message resonated with you, feel free to like the video and subscribe for more content on how to take control of your life and grow stronger.